Former Senator Bob Kerrey stopped in Kearney Thursday afternoon to speak with the League of Nebraska Municipalities and at the Nebraska Rural Health Conference about issues in the upcoming election.
It's a different set of problems than before, but yeah, we've got a very good campaign. The polls, as we see them, are getting closer. My whole intent right from the beginning was to give Nebraskans a clear choice. I've got the experience. I know how to do this job. And I know that I can have a big impact on the rules of Washington and help shake up and fix some of the broken things in our nation's capital. And I know that as a Democrat campaigning on a need to scale back these entitlement programs, I'll be a constructive member of a bipartisan effort to balance our budget. So, I mean, that's the message that I put out there, that I know the state. I've got connections in all 93 counties in every city in the state. I know the state backwards and forwards. And I know how to be effective right from day one. I need no on-the-job training to do this job.
Kerrey is making campaign stops elsewhere in the region this weekend, visiting Lexington, Arapahoe, and Gothenburg, before returning to Kearney to conduct a teacher's meet and greet and discuss education topics at 4:15 p.m. Saturday at Horizon Middle School.
Yeah, look, I mean, I think we've got a real urgent need to improve the quality of our educational effort. And I'll start by saying early childhood education is critical. And you asked earlier about women's issues. I don't support regulating women's reproductive decisions. I support prenatal care. I support early childhood education, Head Start, and funding for child care, because it's a critical part of getting as many of these kids as possible prepared to when they arrive in kindergarten. And I know that it can't all be done by the government. I've been involved with a program in Omaha for 20 years called Project Harmony. That's a refuge for children who were sexually abused and physically assaulted in their own homes. 2,500 kids a year go through that program. My sister started when she was in the legislature. My brother-in-law, my business partner, has been involved with it, and we're getting convictions as a consequence of doing that. So I know it's not just what's going on the government side. There's lots of not-for-profit efforts that are really trying to improve the quality of that early childhood education. But I just know it's unreasonable to expect that the school system is going to be able to take care of the problem if they come to school behind when they enter kindergarten. Secondly, I think the demands today upon graduation are much greater. We've got to raise the bar. We have to, and I've been an advocate of education technology, and there's lots of exciting opportunities. But you need connectivity to do it. You need private sector support to do it. There's lots of things that you need. And I'm personally very strongly in support of vocational education. Because if you talk to business people in Nebraska, and I do on a regular basis, they're short skilled labor. They're looking for electricians, they're looking for welders, they're looking for, by the way, jobs that cannot be outsourced. So there's a number of things that need to occur. At the post-secondary level, 25% of our students are on Pell Grants. They're looking at significant increases in student loan costs, and there you've got to I think fight for increased funding for the Pell Grants, because it's a huge difference between equity and debt. There's some things beyond that I think that I'm also passionate about in higher education, particularly the engineering school and the technology investments. The Rake Center that's down at UNL is going to be generating lots of jobs, which I'd say most Nebraskans want their educational system to be able to do.
Okay, I guess anything else you'd like to add?
No.
All right, I think that's everything.